In this video, I'm going to teach you how to find the credit rating of a stock. Now, why is this important? Well, if you're an investor, you want to make sure that you're investing in the best companies out there. And there's a metric, which is the credit rating, that basically puts the quality of a company and how good they are with their money into one number or one letter actually, because credit ratings are letters. So in this video, I'm going to talk about, first of all, what the credit rating actually means, what it is. Secondly, I'm going to show you how to find the credit rating of a stock using the big three credit ratings agencies. And finally, I'm going to show you some examples of companies with really good credit ratings. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, make sure you like this video, click on the little like button, and let's get started. Hello guys, my name is Ricardo Torres. If you are new to this channel, I talk all about dividend growth investing, also a little bit of personal finance. So if you enjoy this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy my other videos. So please consider subscribing to my channel. I release videos like this every single week. Now let's get started with the video. What is the credit rating of a company? Well, basically it measures the credit worthiness of a company. If you don't know what that means, basically, let's say you are a company. Let's say you make shoes or something, okay? That is your business, and you're actually publicly traded. Therefore, there is stock of your company that people can buy and sell, okay, in the stock market. Then let's say you want to start a new project. You want to open a new factory. You want to improve a process, okay? Whatever it is, businesses and companies need money. They need to actually take out loans to be able to fund those projects. Now, while most companies can just go to a bank and get a loan that way, it's often more cost effective to issue bonds. And what a bond is purely, if I have a company, I will issue certain amounts of bonds, and you as an investor can actually buy those bonds. And then I have to pay you interest for those bonds, right? So it's kind of like a win-win situation. But here's the key part, right? Because if you don't really know what my company does, then you're not gonna know what kind of interest to expect or what kind of risk actually buying a bond that I've issued is actually going to entail. That's where credit rating comes to the rescue. Credit rating basically measures how credit worthy a company is, okay? Basically, how risky is it and how much interest should it pay? If the credit rating is really good, it's a really high credit rating, then the interest that the company is going to have to pay to the people that have bought those bonds is lower. Okay, so that's great for the company. On the other side, if a company has got a low credit rating, which basically means that the company is just simply not that good, it's not that robust a company, it's not very good with its money, okay, internally, then the credit rating is going to be low and it's going to have to pay a much higher interest to take out that loan. Now, credit rating is actually determined by credit rating agencies. Now, there's a lot of these, but the main three, okay, the top three are called Standard & Poor's or S&P, Moody's, and Fitch. Okay, those are the main three credit ratings. And in the rest of the video, I'm actually going to show you behind my monitor. Okay, we're going to go into my computer. I'm going to show you exactly where to look for them, how to find them, and how to basically determine whether a stock that you're interested in has a good or a bad credit rating. And then later on, I'm actually going to show you the different rankings of credit ratings, okay? By the way, links to everything that I mentioned in this video are going to be down in the description down there. So just scroll down and click one of the links and you'll be taken to what I'm talking about in the video. Now, before we get started, if you are enjoying my video so far, please consider leaving this video a like and a comment, because that really helps my channel. It really helps to support what I do here, all the hours that I put into my videos. So now let's jump into my computer and let me show you how to find the Standard & Poor's credit rating of a stock. Okay, let's get into my computer. First, let's find the S&P credit rating of a stock, all right? There's going to be a link to this page in the comments, but basically click on that and you'll be taken to this page. Now, I should mention that you need to create a free account to be able to access this. Otherwise, you will not actually be able to see it, but it takes like 2 seconds and it's free. So, it's a pretty good compromise to be able to find out the credit rating of a stock. Now, one thing I'm going to mention about S&P credit ratings is that, or at least this page, is that it's not that intuitive to actually search. Normally, you would just search for a stock sticker. At least that's what I like to do, as an investor. But in this case, you actually have to input the specific name of the company. So let's just give you an example. Let's search for Coca-Cola. And as you can see, there's an awful lot of results. So you're just gonna have to keep typing until the one you want comes up. And in this case, it's the Coca-Cola company, okay? That's Coca-Cola stock. So if you click on that, and as long as you are logged in, you're going to be taken to this page. Now the relevant value is the top one, okay? Local currency LT. And in the case of Coca-Cola, it's an A+, which is a really good credit rating, by the way. In the past, I believe Coca-Cola had a better credit rating. It's now still very good, but it's not as good as it used to be. You can actually see when the credit rating dropped, or at least when the credit rating became what it is now, which is an A+ at the moment. And that was in 2018, okay? Coca-Cola has been struggling a little bit lately, so that's the reason why it's been downgraded by S&P. But you can be sure that this is the latest credit rating because, it actually tells you, okay, 6th of April 2020. It's pretty recent, at least at the time that I record this, in May 2020. So that's how to find the credit rating of a stock using S&P. Now let's move over to Moody's. Now, similarly to S&P, with Moody's, you still have to create a free account. But just like I said earlier, it's free. It takes 5 seconds. And, you actually get access to credit ratings of stocks, which is a pretty good bargain in my opinion, okay? Because normally you actually have to pay for a service to be able to access that information. But guess what? You can get it for free on the official websites of these credit rating agencies. Now, thankfully, to search for a stock using Moody's, it's a little bit more intuitive than with S&P because you can actually search by ticker. So in the case of, let's just say Johnson & Johnson, you can simply input the ticker and it's going to give you the result. So just click on that. Once again, make sure you are logged in and you're going to be shown this page. Then all you have to do is go to where it says ratings, click on that, and it's going to show you the credit rating that Moody's has given Johnson & Johnson. At the moment, it's a AAA rating, which is the highest rating that Moody's allows companies, okay? Johnson & Johnson, by the way, this is a little spoiler. I'm gonna get more into this later, but it's possibly the best company in the entire world in terms of credit ratings, okay? It's really, really good. You can also see the credit rating history and whether it's changed over time. Now, in the case of Johnson & Johnson, like I said, really, really fantastic company. It's had a AAA credit rating at least since 1994. So it's actually maintained that credit rating through all that time. But it's pretty cool that you can actually see the credit rating history and whether it's been downgraded, all right? It's pretty cool information. Just to show you some contrast, let me show you a different stock, okay? CVS Health, the chain of American pharmacies, very good company in general. It used to be a dividend growth stock, but it's actually unfortunately frozen its dividend over the last few years. Therefore, it's technically not a dividend growth stock anymore. And you can actually see that its credit rating has actually changed quite a bit. In the early 2000s, it was a really good A2 credit rating by Moody's. Then it went all the way down to Baa2, and that's actually where it is now. Baa2 is not a bad credit rating, but it's not great either. It's still technically investment grade. And again, I'm going to show you what these all mean later in the video, but you can just see that, CVS Health, and I'm sure it's going to be quite similar with other companies. They often vary depending on how well the company is doing, how well the company's management is doing. These credit ratings agencies will actually vary their scores. Okay, finally, the last of the big three credit ratings agencies is Fitch. And if you go to fitchratings.com, again, there's going to be a link to this in the description of the video. You will see something like this. Obviously, this might have changed later on, but over here, you'll see a search function. Now, unfortunately, with Fitch ratings, it's a little bit like S&P, just putting the ticker symbol. So again, let's go with Coca-Cola. It doesn't seem to work. You actually have to put in the actual company name, and then it should find it. So just here we go, right? The Coca-Cola company. If you click on that, it's going to then show you the credit rating that Fitch has given to the Coca-Cola company. And in this case, it's an A, which again, it's a good credit rating. It's not amazing. It's been downgraded from the past, but it's still investment grade. It's still a great company. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can actually see the rating history. You can see that it's been recently affirmed, at least up until March 2020. And then if we scroll back, you can see that it was downgraded from an A+ to an A in February 2018. And before that, I think it basically had A+ for a lot of years, basically. Now, I should add that with Fitch, All companies don't seem to work. Only a few seem to have at least free stuff. However, with S&P credit ratings and also Moody's credit ratings, you should be well on your way, okay? You don't need all three. I would say S&P credit ratings are possibly the most well-known or the most famous ones. So, you know, that's kind of the one that I normally look at. I also look at Moody's, especially the history of the credit rating, just to see whether it's changed significantly over time. Okay, so now that I've shown you how to actually find the credit ratings of stocks, let me show you what they actually mean, because, you know, until now you've just seen A's and B's and pluses and ones and twos. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. That's why I've made the following table, okay? On your screen right now, you should be seeing the table of what basically this all means. Right at the top, okay, the top credit ratings are obviously the best credit ratings. They are the prime ones. They are each called the exact same thing, just AAA for S&P, Moody's, and Fitch. And there are only 2 companies that have that highest ranking, at least in terms of the S&P credit ratings. And those companies are Johnson & Johnson and Microsoft. Those are the only 2 companies in the entire American market that have a perfect credit rating. Now, in the past, there were other companies that had that prime credit rating, and those were the likes of ExxonMobil, Coca-Cola, Pfizer, and UPS. However, those have unfortunately kind of dropped down in the credit ratings rankings because, you know, things happen, right? Not every company can be perfect like Johnson & Johnson seems to be. So that is the prime grade of credit ratings, okay? Then we've got high grade, so that's like, you know, AA plus to AA minus in terms of the Standard & Poor's credit ratings. And there are an awful lot of different definitions or different categories for credit ratings. Now, as a rule of thumb, if it's got an A in the name, it's a pretty good credit rating, all right? At least it's prime, high grade, or upper medium grade investments, right? Now, if it's got a B, it can either be lower medium grade, which is still okay, right? I mean, you know, if a stock has got a credit rating of BBB minus, I might still consider it, but that is the lowest credit rating that I consider when I look at dividend growth stocks. I recommend that you do the same, because once we go below this, this is all junk. And I have not made this up. This is what companies that have a lower credit rating are generally known as, okay? Junk credit ratings, okay? So stay away from anything that has a credit rating below BBB minus for S&P and Fitch, and Baa3 for Moody's, okay? Anything below that, stay away from it, okay? Just stick to the A's and as many B's as possible, all right? Now, before we end the video, there are certain limitations to credit ratings, okay? You kind of have to take them with a pinch of salt. They often tend to vary quite a bit depending on the company, and they even vary between company to company, all right? At the end of the day, it's just a useful metric that you can actually use to, you know, confirm your investment thesis, okay, what you think of an investment. Is if an investment seems good in every other metric, it seems good qualitatively, you like the company, you think it's going to be a great long-term investment, then look at the credit rating, that's, you know, that limit, then you could go ahead. If it's below that, definitely double think what you're gonna do, okay? But yeah, it's just another figure that you should consider when looking at the overall, the global picture behind an investment, okay? So yeah, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've gained a lot of value. I mean, you now know how to find the credit ratings of stocks. It's actually quite simple, isn't it? You just have to go to certain websites, search for the stocks, and you have that information for free. So if you've enjoyed this video, guys, yeah, just once again, please give this a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more weekly dividend investing videos. And yeah, just share this video with anyone that is struggling to find the credit ratings of stocks, okay? It would really help me out, and it would also help them out, okay? So having said that, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video, okay? Take it easy. Bye.